Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two of how to engage your students who don't necessarily want to add to the conversation. Now, I'm going to begin by apologizing. I've rewatched the video that I've just posted about Mentimeter. I noticed that the video that was in the thing, sound quality was pretty terrible and you couldn't hear it, but it's okay. Just go to mentimeter.com, answer a couple of questions to log yourself in, and then that video should pop up for you. And it's a 90-second video that really takes you through all the basics. So go ahead and watch that. And I'm sorry that it didn't really come out on this video. But the next tech that I wanted to show you is something that some of you have used again that I've spoken to, but some of you have not. And it is another Google. It's another Google app, and it's called a Jamboard. And this is another great way of getting those students who are reluctant to raise their hand during class, whether it's brick and mortar school or virtual school, get them to add to the conversation a little bit. But basically, what it is this. This is the Jamboard. Right now, we have an untitled jam. You can make these about whatever you want. And if you share it with your entire class, so you click share, and then what I do in my contacts is I create a class group. So you can basically create a contact group and I put all of my students into that classroom. So all I would have to do was type in my classroom, the name of the class group that I had, and then it would immediately send to all of them. They would go into their email, click on it, and then it would be right here into the Jamboard too. And what they would do is over here on the left, you can see there are these sticky notes. They can change the color and they can type things. Hi, my name. There, they can type whatever they want, click save, and then that shows up there too. There it is. And they can make it a little bigger. They can around a little bit. They can do all these kind of cool things in Jamboards, and they'll all have access to them too. Now, there's a little bit of discussion that needs to happen beforehand about not touching other people's sticky notes, respecting other people's works. Because the thing about Jamboard is that when you're in this shared document together, everybody has access to everybody else. So there is a discussion that needs to take place about you staying within your own little post-it note and only commenting on other people's work, but not actually changing other people. Because again, when I first started using that, I didn't really realize that, and it was, you know, a little bit mayhem. Here's an example of one that I use actually with my students sometimes. This is a completed one that I've used with my students, and basically, this is a project that I was working on for a few weeks called. It was actually more than a few weeks. It was called "What's Happening in This Picture." It's through the New York Times, and it was basically a caption contest where they would offer you a picture of something without the caption, and then they would give 4 days for people, students, and teachers and classes all over the world, anywhere that you could access it, an opportunity to write in what they think is happening. So, write in the comments on the webpage. So I put the picture there in the middle, and then I give the Jamboard to my students, and each of them basically give their opinion on what they think is happening. Then I take all of these suggestions that my students have given, and I write them into the comments on the actual New York Times website. And every Thursday, they actually reveal the real answer. And it's a pretty fun thing. My students were looking forward to it a lot. But that's just one way that I was using this Jamboard. Again, a great way to get students who are not really raising their hand in classroom and not really responding, not really volunteering information, a great way for them to add to the class discussion without putting themselves out there. So that's it for this edition of Tech Talk Tuesday. Thanks for sticking around for another two videos. I know these ones go long sometimes, but I have fun making them, and I hope that you have fun watching. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you soon.